which we'll give everybody a second. I don't have a cool little intro screen for the movies in review. I could use the same one, but
Yeah, you could.
sounds confusing. Sounds whack.
I love making those. I'll
Sounds
like
confusing.
make them and then like never use my fucking Twitch.
Cool, make us some, thanks.
So you can make us more.
You can make us some, thanks.
I totally could if you want me to.
There's two we need. One for the fighting one and one for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are live.
Okay.
For another Wednesday in Velocity Movies in Review. I'm your host, Kyle Leonard. Every Wednesday, we come in here to talk about another movie in a franchise. Currently, we're doing Pirates of the Caribbean. Last week, we did the first one that I know the name of. The Curse of the Black Pearl.
I don't know why that was so funny.
One of my favorite movie series.
Ever. Just don't know the names of any of them.
I feel attacked. It's a personal attack
You
on
just got
me.
double teamed from across the
And
table.
today we're doing Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Which, fun fact,
Joining
has nothing
me-
to do about anybody's chest, which I thought originally as a kid, but
It has to do with a chest.
not anybody's chest.
There's
I mean, yeah, I guess it kinda
Davy
does.
Jones' chest.
But it's not talking
heart
about
in
that.
his chest.
But it's not talking about that entirely. You know it.
I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Is the dead man's chest is Davy Jones.
But it's
I'm sure. I don't
but
know.
it's funny because like it's his heart in a chest.
And his heart in not his chest.
So he's the dead man, right?
True.
And then that's his chest, right? The dead man's chest is what I imagine they're talking about. The chest that everybody's after in the movie.
I'm after
Joining me, Tanner Else and Michaela Dodson again. Mike has opted out of the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
What a
So
bitch. No.
He's getting married.
Sorry,
so
that
we're
was
just-
so
we're just gonna let him
getting married.
go get married and stuff. Whatever, dude.
But
Congratulations.
I'm pretty sure his excuse for today was like helping somebody move.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
That's
We got pirates and
okay,
shit
it's
to talk about.
okay.
Like pirates and stuff.
Yeah.
It's whack. Anyway, thanks guys for joining me on our adventure here. This movie is 2 hours and 31 minutes long, and let me tell you something.
Speed.
I feel it. Like, every
Yeah.
minute of this movie, I'm like, this is a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
This movie had a budget of $225 million, which is a substantial increase from the $145 of the first one,
They needed it.
Yeah.
and had a U.S. return of $1.66 billion,
That's a lot.
They need that
or
budget.
1.066
For-
but it was
for
still,
big slimy
still a
ocean
billion.
boy.
A billion.
Big old slimy ocean boy needed that CGI budget.
Once again, directed by Gore Verbinski, who also, I got a list today, because I was curious, who also directed The Lone Ranger, starring Johnny Depp, Rango, starring Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Dead Man's Chest, and The Curse of the Black Pearl, and The Ring.
The ring?
The Ring.
The creepy one with the little girl?
Yes.
Yes.
You say it like that. You name off like 4 Johnny Depp movies that are kind of like funny, and then you say one of the movies that made me pee the bed as a kid, and it just kind of threw me off.
That movie
So-
was
Yeah,
scary.
it's a little weird.
I like that.
I was looking at his list of accomplishments, and I wasn't expecting The Ring. So
And it was just the first one?
yeah,
Huh. Interesting, because there's like 3 of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Weren't they a rip-off of like a Japanese
Yes.
movie too called like, ironically,
Ringu.
Ringu?
So before we get into the plot here, what did you guys just think about the second movie?
I thought it was way better than the first one,
Definitely
to be
better than the
honest.
They're all so good, but this one's just...
Yeah. This one, like, I
So
mean,
much
like
better.
you said, it got a little grueling in some parts where you're like, fuck, this is a 2.5 hour movie. But overall, it was really good. I think the CGI improved quite a bit in this one. So.
That would be the $100 million extra.
You have to watch it like
Yeah.
2 or 3 times before you realize, because there's so much jumping back and forth between ships. And I was like, wait, which ship is he on now? Which ship are they on now? Because he goes back and forth between
He
ships so
does.
many times.
Very
So
fast.
it gets confusing a little bit, but
Nope, I got some fun facts for the end again, but one of them is that nobody knew how successful the first one was going to be. Like they didn't plan it at all. That's Mike touched on that last week in his points there or something. How it didn't really set up for this one because they didn't know. So much so that Keira Knightley like cut all her hair off for a different role. So like all of there is complete extensions in this movie.
Wow. And trust me, extensions are not fucking fun.
She decided to shave her head for her 18th birthday. She's no longer 17, so we can talk about how hot she is.
Well, I mean, we still could have talked about how hot she is last week.
We did.
She's legal in this movie, so it's okay. She's finally 18 now.
Totally.
She's
This
probably
one came out like a year later, didn't it?
year or two, yeah. I think it's
I think it was.
she's got to be 2021 in this movie now. So
Big facts.
you would think. All right, guys. Well, let's
Plot me up.
let's go through this.
Ooh, there's the goal.
So we start the movie in the Wild West of the Caribbean, I imagine. Port Royal.
Yeah.
It's raining. We're seeing some wedding decor and teacups all getting rained on, abandoned. As Elizabeth is sitting there looking sad. We don't know why. Figure out it's because Will's being arrested. You bring him in shackles.
Also, side note, I mean, she was going to be sad regardless. It was obviously an outdoor wedding, and it was downpouring, so...
Yeah.
Kind of
More
was
planning.
Kind of was going to be ruined in the first place. But, I mean, the arrest definitely makes it a little more...
That's what you get for living on the fucking coast.
Right? Port Royal.
But that's none of my business. He comes in shackles. It's like, oh no, it's bad luck to see the bride on the day of the wedding. And they're like, bro, did you see what's happening here?
They're about to hang me, so...
We get the new guy, Cutler Beckett.
Ah, such a dick.
He's
Cutler Beckett.
Ooh.
okay.
Okay, keeping that.
Okay.
Cutler Beckett it is.
Okay.
He pops in, basically explains that he's got a warrant for Will Turner's arrest for the aiding and abetting of one fugitive. He's got a warrant. And he's like, this is ridiculous. Let me see it. And he hands him the warrant. And he looks at the warrant. And he's like, this is for Elizabeth Swan. And he's like, oh, wrong one. Arrest her, too.
And one for James Norrington.
And one
who
for
is
James Norrington.
not present.
Who, is not there anymore.
I wonder why. We'll get to that later.
Maybe hurricanes. Who knows?
Hurricanes.
They arrest Elizabeth, and they're after these charges. So when they tell them that it was aiding and abetting Jack Sparrow, essentially, what is Elizabeth say? Under the jurisdiction of the King's Governor of Port Royal, you will tell us what we are charged with. We're still under the charges. I do like the part when it's like aiding and abetting one Jack Sparrow. They're both like, Captain. I like it.
Comes back to bite him in the ass. We'll talk about that later also.
Yeah. Now we cut to the Black Pearl, right? Where Gibbs is singing that pirate song on the
And he's
ship.
all schwasty.
We're sitting outside of a Turkish prison. Because inside...
Is that what it is? I've always wondered where
It's
that
a
place is.
Turkish
Turkish
prison.
prison? Okay, cool. I've always wondered, because I'm like, man, I wonder where that place is, and they never tell us.
But they're tossing caskets into the sea, and eventually a hand breaks out of one. It's Jack Sparrow. What an entrance. Always... You roll your eyes, you didn't like that one?
The day you almost killed Captain Jack Sparrow.
I could also make a One Piece reference here too, because in the first episode, Luffy busts out of a barrel. But
Oh.
In the first episode?
in the first episode,
But was it a casket?
No.
no, but it was a barrel in the middle of the ocean.
Similar.
That's cool, but in The Hobbit,
They do barrels as
the
well.
Desolation of Smaug.
Oh, I
Barrels. Tis
It
barrels.
was one of my favorite movies.
I hate it when they say Smaug.
I just like when he's arguing with him, and he's like, oh, they call me the barrel rider. And I'm like, bro, really? You didn't even want to be in there. Let's be real. Like, way to brag about something you didn't want to do in the first place.
I like he breaks the leg off of the skeleton, and he's like, sorry, dude. Like he uses it as an
Gets
oar to
to
row back to the ship.
Gross.
Gross.
But he got what he came for. It's a little...
Drawing of a key.
It's like it's one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. To the point, I know a guy that got it tattooed on him, the key. People are like, is that a tattoo of a key? And he's like, no, it's better than a tattoo of a key.
It's a drawing.
It's a tattoo of a drawing of a key. Oh, it's so funny.
I'll never say drawing ever again just because it's
Drawing?
a drawing
It's
of
a
a key.
drawing of a key.
Yeah. He's like, so we're after this key. He's like, you're not making any sense.
Oh, chat says your hair is pretty.
Thank you. I didn't do shit with
Well,
it. I just got off
For the
work and I
record,
was like,
chat, I
fuck
just
it.
put mine up, but it was down before. Thanks a lot.
It's beautiful.
Well, if you had pretty hair, people would probably mention it.
I was thinking of I was highly considering doing like pirate makeup and like dressing up like
For
a
the
pirate.
last one.
For the last one, should we?
Eye patch and then a bandana.
Yes.
I'm down.
Gotta give me time to ship it on Amazon. So
You got 3 weeks till the last one.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Boom. Boom. Done.
Okay.
All right. I'm game. I'm game. So we see the piece of cloth. It's a key. Then like, is that a key? He's like, no, it's not a key. It's better than a key. It's much better than a key. It's a drawing of a key, which is spelled wrong here because it just says drawing.
No, it's
Clearly
definitely-
drawing.
it's
wow, idiot.
Stupid pants.
They're like, what do we do with this? He's like, gentlemen, what do keys do?
Keys unlock things.
They unlock things, dog. But we don't have the key, so we're going after the key. Here we go. I love it. Everybody's confused. He's not making any sense, rightfully so. I mean, what does this even mean?
It's like anytime anyone like makes sense of what he's saying, he's like, no. And then makes complete like disarray of it.
It's also like you should imagine being a crew member on any of his ships. Like, I'm just sailing with the weirdest dude ever, and I just expect the unexpected all the time now.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps that you got the compass, but I mean,
That doesn't work.
That doesn't work right now, but I mean, it is setting sail without knowing where we're going, as Gibbs says.
True.
Before we cut back to Port Royal, Will's being brought in shackles again. He's like, "Nah, take him off." They talk for a bit. Essentially, it's like, "How do you know Jack Sparrow?" He's like, "Blah blah blah. We met this Turkish girl one time and together." That didn't happen, no. But
Spoiler
future spoilers. Stop it.
for the X-rated edition of Pirates.
That's gonna be the final episode where we review that.
Oh, I don't know if I can get through that whole thing, man.
It's rough.
It's pretty bad.
Not that I would know.
Yeah, me either.
I'm serious. I know
This is a little off topic. Is that Kratos'?
That's the Leviathan.
Okay, cool. I was like, I've been looking at him like that. God
I thought you were looking out the window. I was like, why is she sitting here going like this?
No, I was
Conduct.
looking at it last week too. I was like, I don't want to look stupid and say it's Kratos' axe, but it's not.
It is. That's the Leviathan axe. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Love it. Sorry. Continue.
Hey, I carried it around on all Halloween that one year. So.
Oh yeah, and I did your. Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yep, you did the makeup.
Yep.
Come on now.
Come on, that was a while ago, but.
Anyway, he shows him some part and says that he wants some property that's in Jack Sparrow's possession. He's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to point a sword in his face to do it. And he's like, no, bargain with him, and then shows him the pardon for Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, I doubt Jack will consider employment the same as being free. Rightfully so. I mean, the slaves, or the... What does this say in Thor Ragnarok? He's like, get the slaves ready. He's like, ooh, not the S word. Sorry, the prisoners with jobs.
Which is pretty much how the prison system works. It's pretty much slavery.
Yeah, I mean, essentially. I do like his line. I did make a note of it. Where he says, Jack Sparrow is a dying breed. The world is shrinking. The blank pages of the map are filled in. Jack must find his place in the new world or perish. Not unlike you, Mr. Turner. Mm-hmm. You and your fiance face the hangman's noose. And anytime any quote says hangman's noose in it, I'm already in. I just like it. It's just such a cool thing to throw into a conversation.
Hanging someone.
So I was like, at this point now, don't we have a quick scene with them in the dungeon, and then all 75 people trying to tell him where Jack is. I was like, that's one of my favorite parts where he goes like six different people are like, oh, he's here. No, he's here. No, he's here.
Oh,
And then the one dude's like, this place. Black Sails.
Yeah, first we figure out that Cutler Beckett wants wants the compass is what he wants, and we figure that out in the last scene. And actually, I lost my place. No spaces, Kyle.
I just like how that's the best squinty eye you got.
Well, I write it all out and I didn't double space it, and I should have.
Oh,
Unfortunately. So we're back on the Black Pearl with Jack Sparrow. Another throwback to the first movie where they're like, he taps the compass because it's not working, and then turns the bottle upside down and it's empty. And throwback to, why is the rum always gone?
the rum's always good.
Fucking stands up.
Why is the rum always gone?
He stands up.
And he's drunk.
That's why.
Oh, that's why. Where are we at here? As you were.
I kind of skimmed as I said the dungeon scene, but because that's where.
Yeah, we
Jack.
go back to the dungeon after the Black Sparrow, essentially. Black Sparrow. After the Black Pearl.
I thought that was right after he talked to Cutler Beckett. He went to the dungeon to see Elizabeth, and then.
No, I think he goes back after we get to Jack here because it's. Oh, this is where he's in the basement. He goes to get more rum, and Bootstrap Bill pops up. That's right.
This is where
I
he's
forgot about it
Black
completely.
Yeah.
Played
Black
by Stellan Skarsgård from Thor.
Oh yeah. Is he any relation to the other Skarsgård dude that
Yeah.
plays Skarsgård? Oh.
He sure is. All the Skarsgårds of Skarsgård's fame.
Okay.
All the Skarsgårds. They're all related.
Bet.
So it's I don't know. I don't think it's their dad. It might be their dad.
It'd be so cool if it was their dad.
I
It
don't
looks
remember.
like it could be their dad.
I know they're related. I don't remember how, but essentially, Bootstrap Bill asks about his son. He knows him. Whatever. I helped him with some stuff a few years ago, and he's like, so he did end up being a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little scene until he's like, the bill comes due. Your 13 years are up. He's like, technically, I was mutinied and I lost my ship. And he's like, no matter. Here's the black mark. Gives him a black mark. That's
Hadn't he been or no? Never mind. That's later. Never mind. You're right.
He gives him the black mark, which in a very vague description says that's how Davy Jones's beast finds you, and we don't know what it is yet, but it's presumed to be pretty.
Okay, he
Big slimy boy.
he said something. I can't remember what he said, but I think he said something about losing his eyesight. Was that a masturbation joke? I'm pretty sure I
Someone losing his
caught a
eyesight.
masturbation joke when his hand got all like that. Fuck. Now I'm not.
Don't see it. I think you just think about masturbation too much.
No, I'm serious. Okay. I don't know, because fucking Christianity tells you that your palms get hairy and you lose your eyesight if you masturbate.
I was gonna say I
too
did
much,
notice that the black spot is a hairy black spot. I will agree
swear
with
to
that.
God, he made a masturbation joke, and now I wish I would have fucking gone back.
Oh
and
no,
watched
it's when the lady, the Jamaican lady, tells him to show he shows the hand and they do and they spin him through the spit, and then he goes, "My eyesight's as good as ever."
Yes, that's what it was.
But
That's
he's saying it to them because they're doing it right in front of him. He's like, "I can see you doing that in front of me." Wasn't a masturbation joke.
Oh.
However, it would have
okay.
been funnier if it was. But I see what you mean now.
Okay, maybe my mind's just in the gutter. Whatever. But that's what I thought.
So basically, we get up top because Bootstrap Billy looks back and he's just gone, mysteriously, Batman style. We see the big hairy black mark on his hand, and he bails up to the deck, and he's like, "We gotta go. We gotta bail. We gotta run." He's like, "Where?"
Move it.
He's like, "Where?" Land. Let's go. So
Do we have any? Run.
he asks. He asks him what's coming after us. He says nothing. Lie. Now. Oh, this is the fishermen that are all talking in a language I don't understand.
The fisherman.
Because this is right. It shows us right before we get into the prison. They're fishing outside.
One boat or whatever that.
Oh yeah, where this is where you see the Kraken basically.
Yeah.
You don't really see it. You just kind of see it zoom under the water. And
Because
then you
when they
shit
see
get
his
pulled out.
hat pop up, and they're speaking in some language, but they see Jack Sparrow's hat, they scoop it up, and he puts it on. He's like, "Look at me, I'm a dipshit."
Bangasai.
And then the Kraken pretty much just like rips him to pieces. They can't do anything about it. So,
Also, that's kind of a little. I'm just gonna throw this out. There's a little plot hole in this freaking movie. They could just go up and grab the bottom of the ship and yank it down, but every time it goes for them in the rest of the movie, it has to go up and get attacked like 3 times, and they start shooting its arms off. Why couldn't it just do that every time?
because Hollywood, dude.
Exactly, I'm saying. Makes me mad though. We didn't even get to see a tentacle in this first time.
No, we didn't.
No, I just yanked it down.
Yeah, that's true. Weird.
Yeah, well, you can't just. How anticlimactic would that be?
True, but
She just handcuffs Jack Sparrow to the bow at
we
the end,
basically
and
get
then
to see it.
Pearl just goes under and nothing
Yeah,
happens.
we get
It's
to
like-
see it, so we kind of have an idea of what's going on. It should have just threw its arms up and brought it down. That way we at least can say it did that to the rest of them too. But this one was...
Well, maybe you should direct the next one.
Did it use its, limit break or something? Its special move on the first ship and didn't have enough power for the next
Limit
6
break.
tries?
It's got a cooldown timer. Come on now.
Whatever.
Everybody knows you can't fucking use all your mana at one time, man.
It did.
I mean, they're lucky that the Kraken is in the ocean because the turds that thing must drop. Imagine the pooper scooper you'd need for that.
How do squids shit? Like, how do they do
I
that?
don't know.
I don't know.
You guys keep going. I'll look it up.
Okay.
I need to know. Keep going.
But yeah, anyway,
I mean, I
massive
imagine-
shits, right?
I imagine it's
Like-
kind of the same as just any other, wherever they ink from, I imagine they would also
But
just
that's
dial-
also like, what? I don't know.
We'll figure
I
it out,
feel like
guys.
that's where. Do you piss and ink and shit out of the same fucking thing or what? Like, that would suck.
I have no idea.
And then how do they have sex? Like, what?
Well, that, I assume they just lay a bunch of eggs and then the males
Oh,
come and just dust them.
True,
shit.
dust them.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, it hurt though.
Now we get to the prison cell where Jack comes down and or where Will comes down to Elizabeth and he's basically like, I'll find Jack, I'll make this right. She's like, I believe in you guys. Also, I like Jack, so go get him for me. They're really, not yet, but they really now that it's a trilogy, lean more into the sexual tension.
Yeah.
Which, hit or miss for me.
I don't
honestly.
know. I just I think it's funny that they try to bring in Jack as a potential
Romance.
romance in this, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah.
Don't get
Yeah.
He already smashed all the chicks in Tortuga. There's no fate. There's no
that
fate.
part where they're just talking really close to each other,
Mhm.
that.
I'll make that noise over time.
No, you get one. I was gonna do it, but
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now we get the scene where Will goes to Tortuga
Okay.
and he starts asking about Jack
Yes, that's what I'm talking
from
about.
everybody, and eventually we get to the Black Sails one that's docked on an island.
He's like, I go there and buy some delicious lamb pork or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Stranded on the beach, the name of this island, officially in the world of the Caribbean, is Cannibal Island. That's the name of the island in the movie.
We should go there, said no one.
The shrimper says that his brother will take him ashore, but he only gets him a little bit there because obviously he doesn't want to go all the way there.
Yeah, he don't want to get eaten.
Will jumps out, swims to shore, sees that the Black Pearl is completely hitched to shore, which is not normal for big cruisers like that. You anchor him in the water and take rowboats up, but he doesn't want to lose the Pearl, obviously, so
Right.
the whole thing's on land.
Yeah.
Will jumps off the robot.
The robot.
Here we go again. He starts. This whole island scene serves no purpose.
It really doesn't.
And
and it's 30 fucking minutes.
it's so
It's
long.
bad. It's bad.
This whole part. It's not even the last time we're on an island. I thought, watching this as a kid, I thought this island was the last island where they're on the wheel. It's not. I'm like, there's another island later. I'm like, oof. So this whole island thing could go, and it would, because it serves no
Ready?
plot purpose.
Speed run. They go find him. He's the captain. They try to
Yeah,
kill everybody else.
speed
They're
runs for
in
this
balls.
part.
They escape.
He's got that cool makeup
They try to
going
eat
on.
Jack. They fail. He runs around and almost dies about 20 times. There. Boom.
You guys speed run it, and then I gotta scroll through all my notes quicker
Boom.
and
Well,
find out where I am.
Did you
God.
find out how squids shit?
So, no. Google did me nothing. Because there's arguing scientist views. Some
they
say
don't
it comes
even
out of the
know?
same thing that they eat out of.
So they
And
just
then-
oh my god, regurgitate.
That's what it would seem like. And then others say that they just don't. They just like release a smell that comes out of their like pores. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely. I was after reading a few things. I was like, okay, done reading about this.
Squids are bulimic.
Squids are gross.
I think we go back to Port Royal now for Elizabeth's escape, right?
Yes.
The governor busts her out.
Also, well, do we go directly back to that? Because once Jack gets on the ship, they say, where do we go? And he's like, keep to the shallows, don't hit open ocean, whatever. And then that's when he talks to Will, and Will's like, I need the compass to get Elizabeth back. And he's like, how bad do you want it? And he goes, we need to go upstream. And that's when they go see Crazy.
Well, it's actually,
Crazy Black Lady.
now that I'm looking at my notes, it's actually Elizabeth escaping runs in between that stupid island.
Oh.
So it's like, once Jack looks at Will and is like, save me, it cuts back to Elizabeth, and then it cuts back to Will on the island when they're in
She's
the
a
big
smart
thing.
lady.
But anyway, to real quick wrap up that, is Elizabeth's father, what's his name? Weathersby Swan.
Weathersby Swan.
Weathersby Swan
Weathersby.
lets her out, basically tells her to go to, London and try and get sway with the king or whatever it is at that point. But she gets caught
We
by
see that,
Cutler
that
Beckett.
Mercer dude killing her
Yeah,
driver.
Mercer. That dude's kind of
Mercer.
scary.
He's like...
Doesn't really go anywhere in this movie, but he's a little scary.
No, you see him a lot more in the third one. But no, he's like he's like Cutler Beckett's like Hitman,
Right.
type dude. Yeah.
Right. Now we come back to the island where Ragetti and Pintel, the two dumb pirates again, are back.
And they're being all religious on the boat.
Yeah, pretty much talking about religion. In the Bible, you get credit for trying.
Yeah.
Like, you can't read. You get credit for trying. They see the Black Pearl, get all excited because it's basically theirs now. They climb up the anchor and whatnot. Back on Cannibal Island, the best part of this movie. This is where the spherical cage, where they do the climb.
yeah.
The only part of this that I like is when they're swinging back and forth and then they grab the mines. And then they look over at the other guys and they're like, we could actually pilot the Black Pearl with 6. And then they look over at the other dudes.
Mommy.
Oh god.
That's my favorite part.
I was like, Barry's like, these cages weren't built till after we got here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all bones.
So
all
fucked
bones.
up.
Yeah, it's messed up. I like Will's face. He's like,
Yeah. Gross.
it's funny. Anyway, they do manage to get away from all the cannibals, but it is one of the best scenes when they're on the Black Pearl and then Jack Sparrow comes running around the corner like a small blip. He's like, go! Like, get it out! And then the entire cannibal tribe is running behind him. I love that shot. It's so funny.
Speaking of, did you stick around for the after credit scene?
No, I didn't. I didn't know there was one.
I'll tell you later.
Oh.
It has to do
Super important.
Surprise
super
me.
important.
Super important.
And it has to do with
plot.
Cannibal Island.
Alright. Well, can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
I got a lot of notes from Cannibal Island. I gotta scroll through now because we skipped it so fast, which is fine. So they get out on the Black Pearl. They put a little distance between that and the island. Head out to the sea. Jack Sparrow says yes to the first, yes to the second, but only insofar as we keep to the shallows as much as possible. He says that's the line you were talking about.
Big facts.
I have every faith in your I don't know that word. I just copied and pasted that clearly. Reconciliatory navigational skills, Master Gibbs. Now, where is that monkey? I want to shoot something. Which is a running gag throughout the movie because the monkey's still undead for some reason.
That was the second after credit scene of the first one. Is the monkey? The monkey jumps back in the chest and takes one after the curse is already lifted from everybody else. So the monkey stays undead.
So
Yeah.
the monkey's
What a little
undead.
fucker, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What a little fucker.
Because I never watched the first after credit scene in the first one, so I'm like, why is that thing still?
That's what. Because I remember we ended up not. That's what it was. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, no. Also, monkey abuse. Anybody? I know it
They
can't die, but
need to spank that monkey.
oh, here we go. See, that's her second masturbation joke of the day. I'm just saying. We're gonna keep track of them now.
He says, Will basically tells Jack that Elizabeth is in jail because she helped you, and he's like, we can help Elizabeth by finding this. He shows him the key, and he's like, it's a picture of a key again. He's like, what do you know about Davy Jones? Not too much, but this deal here.
He goes, how much do you know about Davy Jones? He goes, not much. He goes, oh yeah, it'll help her then.
He's so good, dude. I just can't praise him enough in these movies.
The amount of like double and triple crosses that happen in these first three movies is ridiculous.
That's what pirates do.
Pirates.
You guys ever watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
I've seen 3 seasons.
There's like a heist episode or whatever where it's just like double crosses the whole time.
Isn't that? I think I know which one you're talking about.
And Rick, he's like, I hate heist movies. I'm not doing a heist, and then it like ends up just happening to him anyway. And he's like, God damn it! It's so funny. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Is this where we get to go meet Tia Dama?
We do. But first, we go back to the ship. I forget whose ship it is. He's called the Quartermaster, but it's the one that Elizabeth is on trying to get to Tortuga.
Oh yeah.
Where she like lifts the dress up on the wires and then moves it around like.
And they're
it's
too
haunted.
stupid to fucking figure out. Like, oh,
She does.
it's a sign.
She does. Yeah, she writes a sign in oil or whatever. Tortuga. But the dress falls off the other side, and they look over the ship, and it's like, maybe the ghost wants us to jump. And then she drops down and is like, what's that?
Which, by the way, the most unbelievable male voiceover. What's that over there? She does in her.
What's
girly
that over
voice.
there?
Hey, teenage boys kind of sound like girls.
Give me your best, like, what's that over there voice in a dude voice.
Let's hear it.
What's that over there?
That's about how she did it.
I imagine it's
Hey,
kind of hard.
baby.
You know? Give me your best. What's that over there as a girl?
Oh,
Now, not so fun
What's
anymore.
Yeah,
that?
we're not doing that right now.
Oh my god, what's that? Tortuga, what does that mean?
What's that over there?
Dead Man's Chest, starring Alicia Silverstone from Clueless.
Get the fuck out of here. That's Batgirl. I don't care what anybody says.
It is Batgirl. Anyway, yeah, that happens. They see it's Tortuga, and then we move back over to Will Turner, who's asking why he's afraid of the open ocean, and he kind of gets the Davy Jones rundown. It always seems like Will Turner gets the rundown of things from Gibbs.
From Gibbs, yeah.
Rather than Jack Sparrow, because he just like doesn't tell anybody.
Pretty much.
Tells him about the tentacles that suction your face clean off.
Nice.
The Kraken
That sounds
can-
like a fun time.
I
Making
mean,
all
don't-
the sex
don't-
jokes
I mean,
today.
don't-
You are all about it. I'm keeping count with my
Don't
finger.
don't tell Elizabeth about the suction pirate. That's all I'm saying. She sees a pirate and she's like, "Oh, it's ass on."
It suctions what? All right.
I'm with it with pirates that don't have suction faces. So
That bitch is just horny all the time.
She is.
oh, dude, if it's a pirate and it suctions stuff, bring it on. That's why she's trying to get to Tortuga quicker.
I hate it here.
Mr. Davy Jones, can I interest you in some hentai? Moving on.
Jesus Christ.
That's a joke I shouldn't have made.
I thought it was funny, okay?
But yeah, we do get to Tia's shack basically now. Jack Sparrow says, "No worries, mate. Tia Dalma and I go way back, thick as thieves, nigh inseparable we have been before." It's funny. I really like this. I really
They
like
have to
this
have a good
character.
relationship. It's like the first chick that he's ran into that hasn't tried to slap him immediately, so
I like these two.
props to that.
Or this character, this edition. I liked her. It was kind of
Oh,
like
she's
a
great, dude.
So
witch doctor.
I've always wondered, like, it probably, but is her accent like real? Or is she just really good at it?
I don't know because I've seen her in other movies and it's not really there. But that could
'Cause that's
be
a thick
because I want
fucking
to say
accent.
she's British because she's
Could
also
be.
she's in one of my favorite movies with Keanu Reeves called Street Kings.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
good to know.
yeah, I don't
But-
not 100% sure.
I have dialogue copied from her, but I'm not going to say any of it because it's always like I
difficult.
always know the wind was going blow you back to me one day. I have to do it in the accent, or I just can't do it at all. I'm not going to do it all in the accent. So.
Fair enough.
Out of respect for Tina Dalton,
So
such an amazing actress,
she's great.
character.
Yeah.
So basically, she's like, "What can I do for you?" They brought payment. The monkey. Give her the monkey. It's
Hey,
great.
look! Shoots an undead monkey.
She's like, alright, that's fine.
That's
Whatever.
cool. That's cool.
I'll take an undead monkey.
Fuck it. Don't
I like how
actually
she
fuck
opens
it,
the
though.
cage or whatever and lets
Lets
it
it
out.
go.
And they're like, dude, you know how long that took? Bro. They're looking for the key, essentially. They show her that. And it's like, what's up with the compass? Why isn't that working? And he's like, it's broken. I don't know, but it's revealed that he doesn't know what he wants. So the compass always points to what you want most. And Jack Sparrow doesn't know what he wants. She tells him about the chest here, right? Essentially.
Yes. She explains the story of how he cut out his heart and
Right,
why
he fell
why
in-
he did it.
he
yeah.
fell in
Damn
love.
hot.
Yeah, she's like, what vexes all men? And they're like, the Bible? Dichotomy of good and evil. And he's like, a girl, stupid.
A girl, stupid. Pretty much, yeah. It was untamable love. He never stopped loving her, but pain was too much. So he cut out his own heart and put it inside of a chest and locked it away forever.
Forever's not a very long time according to this movie, but whatever.
No, very much. That's right. I forgot about that. It's like, what did he put in the chest? He's like, his heart. He's like, literally or figurative? Why would figurative?
Both, to be honest, because you know when we opened the chest in the last movie, or wait, never mind, that's in this movie. We'll get to that. I was like, in the last movie, no, that's still this movie.
She basically looks at his hand and sees the black spot, to which Jack Sparrow says, "My eyesight's as good as ever, just so you know."
That was a masturbation joke. Moving on.
I like it.
Anyway.
She says that Davy Jones can't make port. He can't step on land, but every 10 years. So land is where you're safe. So take this with you. And she hands him a big jar, and he's like, "This is a jar of dirt." She's like, "Well, if you don't want it, give it back." He's like, "No."
No.
I love it. I love it.
I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
So basically, she tells him where the Flying Dutchman is, right?
Yep.
Because that's where they're headed next. Once they find the Flying Dutchman, it's Will that goes over there, right?
Yep. And it's not the Flying Dutchman they actually go to. Yeah.
Right. It's a shipwreck essentially. He goes over there and watches as the crew they're taken, right?
Yeah.
By the Barnacle crew or something, and then
Barnacle Crew? Barnacle. Is that what it is, the Barnacle Crew?
well, what would you call them? There's Hammerhead Shark Guy, and the rest are all barnacles.
That's true.
Yeah.
Basically, they're all lined up, and some of them are killed. The others agree and swear allegiance to Davy Jones, and then the Flying Dutchman busts out of the water, right? Oh, it's dope. Oh, it's dope. And they're all taken onto the ship. Basically, I'm talking too fast for my notes here.
Good. It's a 2.5 hour movie.
Hey, we already cut out 40 minutes by
I was gonna say, I was like,
Cannibal
we
Island.
still might be in here 2 hours. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we talked to Davy Jones now.
Yes.
He's like, "Do you fear death?"
Old tentacle face.
He's like, "No." Davy Jones is probably the coolest part about this movie. Maybe, and I think the CGI isn't great, but it holds up better than I thought it would when we talked about it last week. I was like, "This is gonna look real bad." but there's still like the mucus and stuff that like lifts off and stuff.
Did you notice that like he makes like weird like little clicky noises every time he talks too?
Sometimes.
He goes,
Yep.
and I'm like,
Well, yeah, and like
does
spit when he does
he
it
have
too.
Tourette's or something, or is that just like a squid thing?
It's a squid thing.
That's probably why the girl like stopped loving him. It was like, dude, the
I
Tourette's
can't
thing
do
is
that.
too much, dude.
Fuck.
Like before he was a squid
That's what you
person, it
think.
was just ocean life Tourette's. Crabs! Squid! Octopus! Kraken! And then-
You think she'd want to come back when he got those tentacles, though? You know what I'm saying?
Not everybody's got the thick sexual lust for pirates and suction stuff like Elizabeth
Or
Swan.
hentai.
Like Elizabeth Swan. Or dying.
Or dying. Some of the crewmates say they'll serve. Will says he's here to collect Jack Sparrow's debt, not death.
Which is when he looks up and notices that the pearl is right over there.
This part is dope, dude. When Jack Sparrow like looks at David Jones and he like
He
looks
just
at him and then he puts it down and he's right there. Oh, that was
my
dope,
God.
dude. Such a cool shot.
Also, another thing that makes me mad. Why are they chasing the Dutchman chasing the pearl at the end? Apparently he can just transport on other ships whenever he wants.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that
Yeah,
was,
I
but
don't
that
know
was
either.
such a cool shot. Maybe that's just like a ultimate as well.
Yeah.
He just burns,
Ultimate move, once you use it, you can never use
burns
it.
through the
Yep.
mana. He can only use that once every 100 years too.
It's gotta be.
It is what it is. They strike a deal. How many lives?
100 souls,
How many
3
souls
days.
Do you think Jack Sparrow's soul is worth? 3 days for 100 souls. You already got one because Will Turner's on the ship.
Keeping the boy.
Keeping it classy, Jack Sparrow. I love it. So they
It's like 2 movies down the road where he's like, keep the boy, don't care.
I don't care about this.
Don't
guy.
care about him.
so it's off to Tortuga now, where we are interviewing new crewmates to
Just trying to find
basically offer up.
Drunkest, most willing dudes we can to just Shanghai into this expedition.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's where we bump into James Norrington.
Good old
he's,
James
He's
Norrington.
looking a little rough for wears.
He does not seem very happy.
No,
looks
he,
funny with that wig on.
Isn't he still wearing the
He's
wig
still wearing
under
the wig.
his gross hair?
because he's got like his hair is like gross, so it's like darkens the
It's
places.
like
and then
growing
it's like,
up under the white wigs, like
Yeah.
bunched up under his hat. I think.
I didn't notice that.
It's
Oh my
gross
god.
is what it
It's gross.
It's gross.
It's revealed that he tried to chase them through a hurricane. It didn't go too well, and he pretty much lost everything, his crew, his
Yeah.
ship, and now he's here as a fugitive of the law, and now he wants to serve. So
Not a fugitive. Well, I guess a fugitive from
he is a fugitive.
Yeah,
He's
because
got a warrant.
now, yeah, I thought for a second I thought you meant because he like just left Port Royal, but no, he resigned his post and then the
Right,
warrant happened.
but
yeah.
technically now he's a fugitive.
Now
So
he is, yep.
Jack Sparrow hires him, and then a big old bar fight ensues. Essentially, doesn't Elizabeth come up and hit him in the back?
Yeah,
of the head?
Elizabeth's the
Yeah.
one that takes him out. Yeah.
And then I just wanted to get the chance to do that before anybody else. Now say that in a dude voice.
I just wanted to get the chance to do that before anyone else.
Yeah, I've noticed this twice. Both times we ask you to do something in dude voice, you do this with your shoulder right away.
That's
This is my dude voice posture that I need.
that's like I don't know, like I.
No, because that's how dudes talk.
Okay, we'll try to
I'm
do
gonna
a
talk
girl
like
voice.
that. No, I'm
Let's-
gonna talk like this from now on because I'm a dude.
No, let's see you try to do a girl voice. Do a girl voice.
No, I'm not doing it. I already did it once.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
All
doing
right.
it. I'm not doing it again.
All right.
Ain't gonna happen.
They throw him into the pig pen.
Oh God, that was so gross.
Yeah, then Elizabeth kind of comes over and
What has the world done to you?
so it's not looking good for you, dog. And then we come back to Davy Jones' ship where they're all doing the deal. Will's kind of helping out. He's getting in the way, and then Bootstrap Bill looks over and he's like, "Mind your whatever, boy." Realizes it's Will. He's like, "Full."
Whoa.
It's revealed that it's his son. Davy Jones has set him up for 5 lashings, right?
Yeah.
It's revealed that it's his son, so he makes Bootstrap Bill do it,
All 10.
which is metal.
Can we talk about how fucking nasty he looks too? Like all just like that fucking
Barnacle.
like,
Well, he's so pale too. He's such a pale dude on top of it that it even without all the barnacles, it would still kind of look like your hand when you take a Band-Aid off of it after a day.
Yeah.
It's just like pale and smishy.
Gross. Why'd you say it like that? 'Cause now that's what I'm going to think
After
of when I
the
see
pool.
him. Gross.
After the pool, yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, he's real gross.
He's real gross.
He's disgusting. Like every time I looked at him, I was just like, oh, God, why?
It's also like just the like 10 stringy hairs on the one side.
Eh.
That-
And the starfish
that's
just
me.
suction cup to his face. Like,
That's Patrick. You look Patrick Lowe.
But Will sworn no oath, so they go and talk to Wyvern, which is the old crewmate that's basically stuck to the
wall, yeah.
stuck to the wall. Who says
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Yep, part of the ship, part of the crew. They show him the picture of the key, and then he's like the dead man's chest. Name in the movie. He said it.
what?
The key is hidden, the box is hidden, and we don't know where. But back on the Black Pearl, Elizabeth Swann shouts out, "Jack!" I love this part. Another callback to the first one, where he looks back and it's Miss Swan. He's like, "Miss Swan, hide the rum." Elizabeth, hide the rum.
I like that she's like, I'm here to find my long lost love, and he's like, oh, my first and only love's the sea, and then she's like, I'm talking about Will.
He tells her that Will is on Davy Jones' ship, and
With nothing having to do with him, he just ended up there.
he just ended up there. I didn't have anything
Yeah,
to
I had
do
nothing
with
to do with it.
Norrington's in disbelief that it even exists. He's like, the Flying Dutchman. Whatever.
And then one of those dorky dudes hands him a goat and is like, get out of here.
Now Jack is like, what do you want? She's like, I want to find Will. He's like, is that what you want most? Hint, hint.
Hand
He doesn't give her the compass here, though, yet, does he? That's later.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, he does, yeah, because he puts it in her hand.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
as soon as Spence, he goes, we have our heading, and then they all get on the ship.
Oh,
That's true.
But he takes it
yeah,
back. He
yeah,
takes it
okay.
back like right away. He's like, yep, we got our heading. There you go.
I was gonna say because she has it later on in like the next scene, but
Right. Yeah, he gives it back to her on and off, I think, just to keep the course going. But,
man, something's
Essentially-
really good.
it's probably the food.
Food Nicole's cooking.
But basically, he kind of tricks her here. He's like, we can save Will by finding the chest of Davy Jones. Now, use that. And it works. They find the header and take off. Back in Port Royal, Cutler Beckett is talking to Mercer, that scary dude.
Such a scary dude.
He's a scary dude, man.
I don't like the way his face looks. I'm gonna be real with you.
That's why I call him Cutler Beckett.
No, his like little hitman dude. I don't like him
Oh.
either. Yeah. He's got a scary face.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Basically, he tells her that Elizabeth is with Jack Sparrow.
Easy.
He's like, whatever. Along with the captain, to which he's like, every guy's got a price. Let's figure out what it is. What up? Foreshadowing. Back on the ship, Will challenges Davy Jones to that stupid dice game. Do you know how that game is played?
I don't.
I sure don't.
It's so, but I mean, I kind of do. It's a game of like lying though, because he calls him a liar, and that's how he wins. Because
You
basically,
are
it's
a
like,
liar, bootstrap Bill.
you know what you have, and you're trying to guess what other people have. So if you have like 3 5s, you're like, I'll bet 4 or 5 5s because you assume somebody else has another 5 or 2.
Right.
So you make your bet like that, then they make theirs, and then like if you were being a dick and you're just like, I bet 10 5s, and so they're like, liar, dick, and then they flip your cup over. And it's like, yeah, you were lying, and that's how you lose.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's like, in return, he puts up his soul in eternity of service for the key. Essentially, he wants the key. He's like,
That's pretty much exactly how it's
he's like, I don't want your servitude. I want your fiance. She wants me too. What up?
What up?
He agrees. They play. Bootstrap Bill jumps in essentially as a third to kind of wager against Will so that he doesn't get suckered into an eternity. Which is a good thing because he loses straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up loses, but Davy Jones shows him where the key is. He tucks it under his suckers, his face suckers. The old Lizzie suckers, as we like to call them.
Gross.
Anyway.
Oh, what is it? Bootstrap Burner. He helps Will escape, right? Is this
Yeah.
part?
Yeah.
because he swaps out the key for the paper while he's asleep at the organ, and Bootstrap Bill helps him escape with the key. So that's cool.
What a good father.
Real cool.
I'm pushing it a little bit.
Well, I mean, he was dropped into the ocean by his boots. Come on.
Well, he did say in a
tried.
conversation with Will after that whole like whipping seat thing. He's just like, yeah, I did leave you to go pirating. Like that's not a lie. Like I kind of just left you there to go pirate. So
Back on the Pearl, it's revealed that Becca wants the compass so that he can find the chest. Because if you own the heart of Davy Jones, you own the sea.
you own the sea.
So we have to find the chest essentially, and it works. Essentially, the Black Pearl is led right to the island where the chest is buried.
Las Cruces. I don't know. I can never remember Isla de Muerte, but I can always remember Las Cruces for some reason.
We get more Elizabeth and Norrington stuff here that I don't really care about. It's like, there was a time when I would have done anything. I'm like, I don't really care. She was like 11 when you were like 30. And then 5 years later, you also proposed. So,
Yep.
whatever.
Gross.
I mean, life expectancies weren't very long.
That's why,
back then, though.
That's why that hurricane was chasing you, because you're a pedophile.
Excuse me.
Anyway, we're out in front of the island and we see a ship approaching, and we're like, what sails is it flying? It's not flying any. It's Davy Jones. We're like, crap, get to the island. Let's bail.
This is cool. This is when Davy Jones finally, you get to see the ship go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also
that
get to
part was
actually
really
see the
cool.
Kraken here as they take down the quartermaster ship
Yes. Yep.
as well. But that's, I mean, kind of like a side note. I like the device that they turn and it like lifts the drum up and then it drops and that summons the Kraken.
It's cool because it's kind of like the same thing that happened like in the first movie when the coin hits the water and then it does that.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I was
that,
thinking too.
Like wakens up the Kraken. It's pretty dope. So
I feel like we just need an explanation as to like it's cool that summons the Kraken, but then does he just use his like squid features to like stick his head in the water and whisper to it or something? Like I don't know how it.
I assume it comes. I assume it knows where the Flying Dutchman is, and I assume any ship within the vicinity of the Flying Dutchman is toast.
Toast.
So I mean, if they're facing a ship and you call the Kraken, the ship's like, well, I can't attack the Flying Dutchman. Let's attack this other one. Animal instinct, hentai. It's just how it works.
God.
I don't make the rules.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it feels.
Anyway, it's revealed that the key's gone. He's like, yeah, but it's not the boy's fault. Who told him about the key? Jack freaking Sparrow. Get him. And all of the crew, because they can hit land, but Davy Jones can't. So the crew decide to go up on land and get the key back.
Yep.
Will pops up on the ship as they're heading to land, right? Or
Yep.
is-
He
is
like
he
you know how like
land?
it's got that little like mouth thing on the front of the Dutchman. He like hides in that thing, and then jumps in the water and goes to land.
Right.
When he sees Elizabeth, Will, and Norrington getting to land.
But another quick note is that Jack and Elizabeth have a little conversation about doing the right thing and how Jack will come to her side and when the time comes.
This is the nastiest conversation in the,
Yeah,
in the movie.
this is where she was like,
She's like, "You're gonna want to know what it tastes like." And when she said that, I said, "This is a
rough, dude.
Disney movie."
yeah, honestly,
Dude, it's
that's what I was
rough,
fucking
dude.
thinking too, dude. They were like almost fucking like licking each other and
The
shit,
most
and I was like,
shameful boner I've ever had.
Dude, it was.
I mean, it wouldn't be shameful, but
I mean, it is.
she's of age.
Yeah, she's like,
Keira Knightley, and she's legal, and she's a very
legal.
beautiful woman. So if
But can you
she's,
imagine how fucking stinky both of them are? Like,
dude.
She ain't showered since she left that dress on that other shit.
Not to mention she like jumped into the mud to help Norrington earlier, the pig shit earlier. So
Gross.
that's probably all over her clothes right now.
Everybody knows you don't waste water on ships. You need water. That's,
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right. The only saving grace is that maybe they,
took a dip in the ocean.
took a dip in the
for it.
ocean and the salt water kind of did something. Who knows?
What?
At one point during the thing, the compass points at him too. It's funny.
Yeah.
She like
she's
shakes
like,
it.
That's not what I want.
I like that.
The best part is not that it goes to him. It's the way he's standing when it goes, because he's standing there like this. The compass like spins him, and she's like,
Yeah, that's the line, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Curiosity, you're gonna want it. A chance to be admired and gain the rewards that follow. You won't be able to resist. You're gonna want to know what it tastes like.
Oh, my.
And he's like, I do want to know what it tastes
I
like.
do. Now that you mentioned it.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought that was a fart at first, so.
It wasn't. It was my fanny pack.
Might have been your fanny, who knows?
But anyway, it's still real sexual here. But like the black spot pops back up on his hand, and he like that's the reason he leaves. And she's like, "I'm proud of you. Good job."
He was totally about to do it. He was all over it.
Oh yeah, he was about to if it wasn't for that black spot. He was about to.
Fucking done. He was about to.
Anyway,
Here you go.
Anyway, I want my jar of dirt, as he says, as he walks
Jar of dirt.
Land ho, but don't fly in too fast. It's Rigetti and Pintel again. I don't really care about anything these guys do. I kind of hate them. So, mind the tide, don't touch my dirt. Elizabeth Swann is there. Yeah, so this is where they're rowing into the shore.
They about to go dig up the chest.
Yep, so now we have Davy Jones's crew is like, this is where they agree to go and get it for him, and then they're all on the island, essentially. I like this because they find the chest, like, because Elizabeth's, like, standing there, and she's like, the stupid thing doesn't work, and he's like, it does. It points to him again real quick. Like, as he, like, comes up over the hill, he's like, Captain Morgan standing real quick as he's looking around.
God.
It's so cheesy. I love it. And then he's like, it is working. It's underneath you. So they dig it up. And then Norrington's like, you were telling the truth. It's like, I do that quite a lot.
Big facts.
And yet people are always surprised. With good reason, Will Turner says from behind him. He's alive. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
So here is arguably like the best part of this movie.
Bro.
Where they're like, I need the key so I can give the chest to what's his name, the Marine guy, and clear our names. Jack needs it.
Cunt man.
Yeah, cunt.
Cunt man Beckett.
What is it? Cutler.
Cutler
Beckett. Cunt man running.
Well, the best explanation we get is from the dudes you don't like, where he's like, I think he's trying to get back some status. Jack's trying to save his own butt, and Will's trying to save his father. Something like that, and the dude's like, huh.
This erupts into, yes, arguably like the best part of this movie, where all three of them just start like fighting over this key.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome. Like, just one by one. I love Elizabeth in this scene too, because they're like all fighting, and they're like, guard the chest, and she's like, I will not. And she follows them, and they're all sword fighting each other, trying to get the key. Essentially trades off between all of them. They're fighting on the beach, and she's like, I can't breathe.
Face passing out.
Doesn't work. They completely ignore her, and she's like, but like the two stupid pirates are taking the chest, so she runs off to get the chest from them.
The two stupid ones.
The two stupid ones, Pintel and Rigetti. These three continue to fight until they get up to this little cabin. They're fighting in the cabin. They get up on the roof. They're fighting on the roof. The wheel. They get on the wheel. They're fighting on the wheel. The wheel breaks off. Jack Sparrow gets the key and jumps off the roof. And the other two are still on the wheel as it's rolling down this giant hill. Oh, it's so funny.
And then, I like the crabhead dude. I'm sorry. I'm waiting to get to that part.
What is the crabhead dude's name? I'm gonna find it right now. Ready? Because I wrote it.
He's
down.
like a hermit crab head dude. Hermit crab head ass.
Hadris.
Hadris? Yeah, I like him. Just because his body keeps leaving him, and it makes me laugh.
Yeah, because doesn't she like? How does she kick it off of him? Right? Jack
throws a coconut at him
Yeah.
from like 30, 40 feet away, just beans him with a coconut.
But anyway, this wheel is rolling down God knows where. Like somehow they all end up
quite some time.
Somehow they all end up at the beach at the same time again, and I'm like, that wheel was rolling down a hill for like.
Could you imagine the hamstring and quad workout that would be running on top of that wheel for that long?
And sword fighting.
And sword fighting all the while keeping balance.
Can we talk about how Jack like gets inside the wheel? And then
Gets
he's like
his
in the
hand-
rubbing in the bar.
Yes, big facts.
And then he's like trying to reach the key, but he keeps like falling. And then it's so funny. Like the wheel is my favorite part of this movie. Anyway, after the wheel falls off into the water, Jack's the first one to the longboat. Hides the heart, or opens up the chest. We see that it's the heart. Hides it in the jar of dirt. And then he gets the robot out into the water. And he's trying to leave. And then some more of the barnacle dudes attack.
I don't know why you keep thinking, you're barnacle dudes. Barnacle gang up in here.
Long story short, he's fighting this dude. And Norrington takes the heart out of the jar. But we don't know that. But it's implied that he takes the chest, so it's like,
I'll sacrifice myself.
yeah. I'm like, whatever, you liar, dude.
Fucking slimy little bitch.
Such a dick.
I know.
What a liar. What a liar.
He's like,
We get
I'm gonna
Hadris
succeed.
again.
I'm gonna succeed at this, and then after that, I'm gonna get her ass back. No, the fuck you're not, Mr. Norrington.
They basically get Norrington. Or Norrington gets away, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
He do. He do.
You sure do.
Will Turner's wondering where the chest went. She says he took it. They get back to the Black Pearl, and they're like, "Bro, fell behind. Let's bail."
Keep to the code.
Keep to the code. Dude, because Davy Jones pops up next to him, right? And they're like, "You're gonna want to be friends with me, and do you know why? Because I've got a jar of dirt." It's like the best.
Yo, the fall he takes is he does like a whole ass cartwheel and bounces off his head, dude.
He made himself look so fucking dumb. So funny.
And then he gets back up like nothing happened.
Oh man! But anyway, they're basically like, "Let's bail on this dude. We're faster," and they do. The Black Pearl gets away. Essentially, they can't keep up, but they got kind of a trump card.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Dallas Canvas and Halleck or whatever," and they're like, "Oh, we're giving up," and he's just like, does one of these smiles.
Nah, dog.
Yeah. And they release the crack.
They do. They release the Kraken in a very Liam Neeson kind of way. I do like when the Kraken... I'll just skip to when the Kraken attacks the Pearl because there's not much in between. So
Yeah.
he drops the jar of dirt. I know that. And then he
There's no
ruffles
heart.
through it and there's no heart.
Little heart.
Which also, by the way, didn't know he nicknamed it, but he goes, "Where's my thump thump?" You just nicknamed the heart the thump thump? Where's my thump thump?
The Kraken's tentacles come up on both sides of the Pearl, and we look over and Jack is like rowing away. Rowboats, and she's like, "Man, you're such a coward." Calls him a coward.
Well, that's like attack number like 2 or 3 of the Kraken coming up, and then he's finally going away, and then
The first one, Will like gets the cannons ready, and they do a decent job of like.
Will's like, "I've done this like 3 times in this movie, guys. Listen to me."
That's right. Will gets the other dudes killed.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. And when he escapes the ship, he goes onto that one and then gets them all killed.
yeah. Basically.
Oops.
Jackass.
Anyway, he's rolling away. Elizabeth calls him a coward, but eventually he kind of gets his nerve about him. Turns back around.
Saves the day, kind of.
Saves the day. Well, maybe.
Yeah, kind of.
He brings the boat back. That's the only robot they have, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the only
Yeah.
one with that. Yep.
It's the only
So-
robot they have.
It's the only robot they have.
Should have just flew on the robots tomorrow.
That's technology from like 400 years in the future for them. They can't just give up the robot, dude.
Yeah, don't go with the robot.
So he gets there, he gets back on the ship, and he's like, "Abandoned ship." And he's like, "But it's the Pearl." And he's like, "Abandoned ship, dude." Sucks.
He said it's just a ship, mate.
It is. It is just a ship.
But it's not. It's a boat.
They all abandon ship, but Elizabeth stays behind with Jack to handcuff him to the bow of the ship, give him the steamiest kiss.
Just gave him some
Dude.
smooches.
Oof. I bet she's just the bad breath taste in both of their mouths when they're probably. I
She
don't
was
know.
just licking the cap on his silver tooth, like.
Just like fucking like rubbing her tongue all over the fucking just like
Film.
of fucking.
Okay.
Just the film on his
Moving
teeth,
on, guys.
dude.
I'm gonna throw up.
Anyway,
Don't make me throw up.
The Kraken is after you guys. Is after you, not us. So she chains him to the ship, and they bail.
Will saw the whole thing, and he didn't fucking say anything.
He did. He saw it from the bottom, making out. He's like, oh, should I kiss her? Should I ever kiss her again?
I would have fucking been like, bitch, what the fuck was that? Like,
Here's the thing: is they're waiting for her, right? They're waiting for her. I would have went down as well and been like, time to go. They good up there. They good.
Toss you over right now. Like,
They seem to be fine. They seem to be fine. Push off. Be all right.
I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna go
to Tortuga. I'm gonna find me some nice honeys.
Oh,
I'm gonna show them what suction means.
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, that's funny.
anyway, fuck that bitch.
And here we actually get Jack kind of being somewhat heroic and not a coward.
I don't really think he has much of a choice at this point. The Kraken is surrounding the Black Pearl. He uses some oil and kerosene to slip his hand out of the shackles. I do like that when it roars in his face, it kicks his hat back out at him.
That he's been looking for like all movie.
No, it fell off and they were gonna grab it. And he's like, leave it, like run.
But that was like way in the beginning. And then when he was in the bar in Tortuga, he kept looking for new hats. He never found like a new one.
I do love how he gets it back and he just puts a spit-covered hat back on his head.
Oh my god, that was so fucking disgusting.
You gotta remember though, like the thing roared in his face and it like.
So that's about as bad as it gets.
Just covered him in saliva. It was gross.
You know, some got in his mouth. Come on.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, Davy Jones gets his chest back, opens it up, and realizes it's empty. And he's like, "Damn you, Jack Sparrow!"
The spit thing.
Man, that part where he fucking just is like, fuck it, and just takes that sword and just goes in.
Dude, it's
fuck
dope.
it. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
We cut back to Port Royal.
So now that we just talked about, we have these sexiest Jack Sparrow moments, like just
Jack
like we did for Legolas and Aragorn. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's obviously the winner for this movie and the first one, so we'll just not even vote.
We come back to Port Royal where Norrington drops a bloody bag onto Cutler Beckett's desk.
The thump.
The thump, and he's like, I took the liberty of filling my name into the part, and that's the heart of Davy Jones. Mm-hmm. He did take it all along. That's sneaking.
I knew that was coming. I fucking knew it was coming.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow pulls the sword out and basically charges into the mouth of the Kraken. It's real dope. But then after that, we're getting back to Tia Dalma's. Mm-hmm. And everybody's real upset. Everybody's like, man, Jack Sparrow's such a cool dude, man.
Never another like Jack.
Nah, he's such a sweet girl.
Elizabeth is sitting there all sad too. I'm like, bitch, you're the one who fucking killed him.
Right?
I look at Jordan because Jordan's watching it with me at this point, and look at him. I was like, this bitch fucking killed him, and she's like,
so you're like
Jack.
You're like the Leonardo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She killed him!
Got drink in one hand.
Yes.
She killed him!
Just like that.
Basically, Tia Dalma says, what would you do to bring him back? Would you sail to the ends of the earth and beyond to fetch Jack back?
From World's End.
From World's End? Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
I think this is a really dope part of the movie where they're like, if you're gonna brave the world and haunted shores at World's End, you're gonna need a captain who knows the waters. And then footsteps come down the stairs. You're like, oh man, are they gonna introduce a new character? No, because it's Barbossa.
It's Barbossa.
Barbossa
with an apple, because he ate a whole bushel of them.
With an apple. It's pretty
just
cool.
before we like end this thing, like whatever. I just think it's funny to me, like. So you had Barbossa upstairs the whole time we were sitting down here crying?
Yeah.
Like what is that all about?
Was he there before when they were there the first time, too?
Yeah, was he there back then?
How fucking long has he been there?
Has he been just hanging out with the monkey?
Is he doing stuff with Tia Dalma?
Oh, he definitely
He's doing stuff with the
monkey. Is he doing suction stuff with
He's
Tia Dalma?
He was doing
stuff with the monkey.
He was doing tentacly stuff to him.
Well, he was doing suction stuff with Tia Dalma, and then the monkey came back, and he was like, oh, dude, now it's a party. Now it's a party. Tia, get in here. We did some stuff in Tortuga when we were all skeletons. It could blow your fucking mind, dude.
Get the monkey a whip.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the movie. Besides the after credit scene. You wanna
Oh, yeah,
tell
that's
her
a
about
great scene. So go back to Cannibal Island. You remember the throne that Jack was sitting on when he was the king of that island?
Yes.
The dog is sitting on it with his staff in his
I was
mouth.
wondering what happened to the dog.
The dog is now the king of the cannibal people.
Good. Does he still have I noticed like when they were on the boat, like
the keys,
he
right?
still had the keys in his
I
mouth.
think he does still have the
He said
keys.
he's got the keys, yeah.
Oh
think
my
he does,
god, that's
yeah.
so funny.
Right?
I love that.
I was so worried about the dog because like I look at Jordan and I was like, is he
Oh,
gonna
no,
eat
the
the
dog.
dog?
The dog.
Like, oh no. And then that's good to know. That dog is so cute. I love that dog.
That's fair. That's fair. So, overall, closing thoughts on the movie?
Way better than the first.
Way better.
Way better.
Okay.
Way better,
Okay.
yeah.
I agree. I think it's better than the first. My note is that it's a whole lot of build up and like no payoff. Like obviously this
Well,
movie
that's
is.
what the third one's
I know.
for.
See,
I
I guess
obviously this movie is all.
going through it again, it's kind of like that. I can see that. But for somebody watching it for the first time, the big payoff is the Kraken.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. I just mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's not a plot thread that's opened in this movie that's closed because they're all closed in the third one. Like not a single thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Not a single thing is resolved in this movie. It's all left for the third one. Like not
Yeah.
Bootstrap Bill, not Davy Jones, not the heart.
They didn't even touch back on Bootstrap Bill before
No.
the fucking movie ended.
Just that
No.
you know,
Just-
he's on that ship forever now.
They just know he's still there, probably being fucking tortured.
Yep.
Right. So, and Mike's note last week was that the first movie had no inclination of a new movie, no sequel
Yeah.
No
hints.
cliffhangers.
Oh,
And
this
I think-
one, this one definitely.
And
leads.
this one had too many.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think. I feel like something could have been resolved in this movie,
Yeah.
at least. You know, we opened up so many plot threads, and then, I mean, obviously, they might all get closed. I don't know. We have to watch the third one. But
True.
other than that, no, it's definitely number one in my book. What do you think?
I like this one better than the first one. I have not seen any of the rest of them.
Beautiful.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
excited.
so excited for the third one.
I've seen the third one, and then none of them after that. So I'm excited to.
I'm so excited. I'm excited for both of you. I'm excited for you to see the third and the rest. I'm excited for you to see the rest after the third. Like, I'm hyped for this.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So, our ranking of the Pirates of the Caribbean is as follows: it's Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest at number 1, and number 2 is The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Dead Man's Chest in
Do
a
you wanna-
commanding lead.
Do you want to talk about the bad guys? Barbossa versus Davy Jones.
Yeah. There's not really too much bad guy stuff.
There's really not because it's too much build up.
Well, it's like Barbosa's really just trying to get this curse lifted off him, so he's gonna do whatever. That makes him a bad guy, I get it, but he wants this curse lifted off him. He wants to eat and feel normal again, whatever. Davy Jones is just a heartbroken dude that really just like enjoys fucking people up now.
He's a fucking asshole.
That's-
Dude,
that's-
he is.
Boom, right? That's the best way I can describe it.
Bill Nye, dude.
Hey, you know what a real fuck this guy up? Make him whip his own son.
That's right. See?
Fucking make him do it.
Anything that breaks hearts, I'm into it.
I bet he cucks Will in the third one, just ties him to a chair, and he's like, "All right,
Jesus.
your name's Elizabeth, right? Okay, watch this."
And we'll see you next week.
Oh, boy.
Just wait for these more. Oh, it's just gonna get so much better because
Yeah.
she's so obsessed with pirates. It's really.
Gross.
If Elizabeth didn't want to port sail every pirate she met, then I wouldn't be so.
I just want to say a spoiler right now, but I can't, so I'm gonna wait till next week.
Yeah, you wait till next week. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next week to see where we place at World's End. Thanks for coming on again, Michaela. We'll see you next week, and take what you can.
Yeet.